they've got us something here on Overpass. Into Complexity's map pick. It will be Complexity starting on that CT side, and they're just going full Kevlar for the pistol. All about the headshots.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in the dark as to what to expect from Permitta on a map such as Overpass. On a team, with a team such as Complexity against them, but this is the journey of discovery, and this can be quite fun to see what they have to offer. Moving in now with the numbers, Grim and FaNg will be dropped. So far, so good. Get that plant, hold down that short position. Hulzerk saying hello. His teammates on a long rotation. We've got JT coming in from spawn. He'll drop one Hulzerk, his teammates by heaven. Floppy being patient, and he'll be swung upon by two pistoleros. Drops one, falls back 3 on 3. JT dropped, that's important. Hulzerk left now on a 1 versus 3. That was put in their favor very quickly indeed, and Casey will deliver that final frag. So a pistol has been taken. Let's not forget they lost both pistols on Nuke. They have taken the opening round though on Overpass.
Yeah, nice quick play on towards the B site. I think we might see a fair bit of that from Permitta if they want to keep up the pace on their T side like they were going for on Nuke. The option that's really best suited for that is those fast B plays. They already come through with that in the pistol. Definitely good to get off to that strong start. And they might just go straight back to that B site again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They are absolutely sending it. The faster they go, the less time Complexity have to react, but maybe the skill will be enough, perhaps not on this occasion. Grim trying to find the headshot, won't happen. 2 versus 5 now. Floppy will be good for 1. Hulzerk with the scout behind a smoke. Can only do so much. No Kevlar for him. This is a 4 spy, so he could try to use the scout next round, but he'll be, I mean, all the space behind him, he will expect he can save in. So he can take a pot shot and fall back, but indeed the initial rounds are going the way of Permitta, which is great to see. I think they'll be soon in the deep end on Overpass. Very technical map. Not everybody likes to play it. If there are holes in your game, they'll be exposed on a map such as Overpass.
And as much as Permitta's fast plays on Nuke looked a little shaky because Complexity was shutting them down, we've seen earlier in this tournament, we were watching Fnatic go up against ENCE, and ENCE just kept running quick plays that were very effective, and Fnatic started getting frustrated and didn't know how to handle it. So it's a really good sign for Permitta that some of these aggressive plays are working early on Overpass. Maybe they'll have a chance of continuing that. And that's when Complexity could get frustrated, because you feel like you should be able to handle some of these quick rushes. But if you just lose that first fight, it can make it much more difficult. Obviously didn't have much utility on the CT side in this round to stop the aggression. There we go. There's some of the smiles on the Permitta faces that the desk were talking about. Good to see that they are enjoying themselves here at the play-in.
3 HE grenades being held. Flashbang comes through, and there go the HEs. Olimp is the information man, trying to find out what is the climate on the B bomb site. Not sure how many players he's seen. I think at least 2. Try and give himself some space. Grim may have a one-way, though, with his USP. Olimp will move elsewhere. Hulzerk now with the jump peak and the scout. He's tagged 2 of them. So this could prove to be expensive for Permitta. And the scout's finally been taken down. Rotation through connector is not likely to happen anytime soon. Olimp's got to be careful though, versus that USP now looking to hunt. Won't be traded. Making a lot of money with that MAC-10. And now the real game begins.
Gun should be out for Complexity and some utility as well. So that's when we see whether Permitta can keep going with these fast plays or not. You would expect some incendiaries to come out and really make it difficult for any of that quick aggression to be as effective. And it's even an AWP in the hands of Hulzerk. He had a bit of extra money in the bank. So that's also another nice way of trying to shut down players if they peek you too soon. A lot of players in connector here for Permitta early. And FaNg is ready to meet them.
Much more work for him to do. Look how many numbers are coming his way. Traded by Casey. Now Hulzerk doesn't have his rifle support, has to fall back, but he can take the pot shots on the way. He spots the shadow. Decisions have to be made real fast here. Completely blind. Down he goes. Floppy will do what he can, trying to bait off of for Grim actually, and they'll line up for him. He'll see the shadow as well. Great positioning, just allowing Floppy to show the presence and then capitalizing afterwards. A nice cleanup on the A bomb site from Complexity.
Yeah, you can see the advantage of the fast play there from Permitta, as Hulzerk almost got caught in two minds of wanting to maybe smoke or fall back, and he didn't make that decision quickly enough, so he was trapped. But the downside is that there's enough of an early warning on Overpass that you can get the rotate arriving in time on the CT side, and that's what happened. Floppy arrived, as did Grim. Those two players make the difference. That was a round where Permitta had a couple of MAC-10s carried on over, though, as Casey goes through the flames. Takes a lot of damage for it. Look at this from Olimp. Permitta really playing without fear. There's a fine line between fear and, you know, stupidity. What's that line? Something like that.
I don't know, but I'll take that one.
Bravery and stupidity. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lost a man early then, Permitta. Casey edging forward. Always takes time to clear these areas and Overpass. So if the CT start with aggressive rounds and then fall back later on, can prove to be a problem. Nice work from FaNg. That's a very awkward angle if you're on a T side, because depending on which side you have holding your gun, it can block your vision from the CT in that spot. Three players remain now for Permitta, silently jiggling their way towards the A bomb site. We can see the bomb by the bogs. Casey spotted and swatted by Grim, finished off after some earlier damage from Hulzerk. Looks to be an arid round for Permitta. Missed shot from Hulzerk, but Grim will clean up, collect the bomb as well. Utility thrown on long tells the story. They know exactly where Layner is. He'll be falling back, but he's already surrounded. The net is closing. FaNg's posting up. Layner may have an idea of this. And down he goes. So a difficult round from start to finish for Permitta.
Yeah, really trying to play with freedom, take some liberties. Unfortunately, that style of play is probably most difficult to translate against some of these top-level teams. You're relying on having some exquisite aim to win some of these fights. And so far, Complexity have been good at locking it down. Another buy for Permitta, this time slightly short-changed, missing a few AKs.
Molly for short B did not go as planned. And JT will look to take that position, actually. Got to be careful about that one. To see JT hopping out of there now. Not wanting to outstay his welcome. Got to make sure they fix that Molotov for the next round. Another air raid towards the barrels. In the meantime, JT with the spray transfer and the bomb. I think there's a smoke on the door as well. Very nice work. Brutal timing, though, for Permitta. Not a great round for them to start with the pistols. And it only goes from bad to worse.
ISO with that 1 AK remaining. Might see if he can just find some way into the round. AK's recoverable. So at least Layner and Casey will get rifles into their hands. And they were the two better performers for Permitta over on Nuke.
Look how defensive Complexity are playing. They feel no need to take any risks. They're all bunched up together on the respective bomb sites. And here comes the execute from the remainder of Permitta now coming in. There are flashbangs all over the shop. JT's dropped, 30 seconds remain. And they're starting to open up this B bomb site. Down goes Hulzerk as well. Layner's coming into his own on this one. 2 players remain. Casey gets dropped. ISO will drop Grim. Suddenly FaNg's the last man standing. They played it so safe, Complexity, and still they find themselves at a monstrous disadvantage. Layner and ISO very low. Silent drop from FaNg. Layner starting to peek through. Easy one for him. Now it's down to ISO. Where is he? That clock is ticking. He has a kit. No idea where ISO is, though. Needs to find him quickly before that bomb's tick too fast. Checking Monster. Nobody there, but is anybody in the water? That's the question. Waiting for a peek from ISO, but he's going to wait long enough and land the headshot as well. Permitta forcing themselves back into that round.
Some incredible individual performances again from Permitta in one of these rounds. Layner comes through with a 3K out of nowhere. I thought Complexity's passive setup would be enough after they got this initial advantage from JT, because there wasn't much utility for Permitta, but that one Heaven Smoke helped significantly. Layner isolating all those fights onto the site. So incredible. So credit to Permitta, their individuals showing up in some of these early rounds. They're proving to Complexity that they're not going to go down without a fight here in this elimination match.
Complexity have to be real careful here. They've got no money left. The coffers are empty after their buy. So Permitta could start pulling away if they win this round. Flash for Hulzerg. Don't fancy it though. Does KC. The boost from Grim. Changing things up now. That door's been blown off multiple times. Hold on a second. FaNg's got to find himself too, and he knows the third one's in the toilets.
Oh, they've really struggled to deal with FaNg in Connector. Even though SNX is sneaking up, I feel as though Complexity should be at least somewhat aware of that possibility. Maybe not though. Hulzerg's just now wrapping back into bathrooms.
I feel like they saw them, but perhaps they didn't. They saw him rather.
Yeah, Hulzerg looks wary of it, but the B players aren't turning around at all.
He could find two here, but the problem is the bomb's in T-spawn, so how long does he hold here for? Oh, Floppy! Floppy! Oh man, it is cruel. That is utterly brutal. Perhaps the communication came through. One might be in CT spawn. Olimp. Oh dear, has he been spotted? He can't knife from this angle. Can't do it. There we go. Execution. Well then. That's just cruel. Sometimes it'd be like that, as they say. Complexity, though, still losing at present, despite being on the CT side.
I don't know why. I see those Heaven flanks go wrong so often. I remember a clip from Tarek where it was just so sad. It's just so sad because you feel like you've got a real chance at the round in your hands.
Yep.
If you get 2 kills, it can just cause chaos.
So much opportunity. You could see it being lost in their faces in that round.
Oh, Hulzerg should get back just in time behind the smoke, but it's FaNg and Connector again. This time they finally trade him, but Grim comes into Connector himself. AK recovered for SNX. And wow, they didn't clear the corner, but he didn't expect a second man to come up through Connector. So KC will look to see if he can get this belated trade. Tech9 pays off. B is actually wide open right now, but KC has no way of knowing. So he comes back. Hulzerg had the USP in hand, but now he's got the info he needed. Orb comes out, and he wins the fight at close range.
Clean up the mess. Lost a few too many plays there, but won the round, so just keep on trucking. On to the next one. So again, the round prior, it was an opportunity for the T side, an opportunity that was lost, and in such a fashion, it was very, very brutal, but you've got to put it behind you. It's in the history books now. Focus on what's in front of you, and it is still a dire situation. As we can see, the pistols are out for Permitta. No utility. Cameo appearances from P250s in a very poor round for Permitta. Brocus Pocus. Ain't gonna see no good magic here.
Ooh. Almost got the opener. Olimp surviving on a slither of health.
The rifle support's ready as well. It's almost like they're showing the AWP, come and use the numbers game, although in that tunnel, a lot of them could die. And in this round, they'll be given nothing for free. Oh, line up.
Yeah.
Again, there's just not the space in that tunnel, really, to avoid those bullets. But it was a nothing round. And there'll be nothing left of them after that smoke push. But now we go back to the buy rounds, which will be offering them much more opportunity. They've had chances to win some rounds.
See if they can make this one competitive. I think for Permitta, I wouldn't mind seeing a round where they go for a default and maybe see if they can clear FaNg out of Connector. Try and take mid control, because FaNg's been playing there almost every round. Oh, that molly again, not going according to plan.
Yeah, I wonder if they're trying to bait some grenades out. Well, we're trying to bait some grenades out with this utility. FaNg's got good information with regards to short B. Headshot, no less. The lessons are painful when you're punching above your weight in Counter-Strike.
He's actually kind of open right now. It's a very passive hold from Complexity. So this sneak could go decently here for Permitta. There we go. Headshot delivered. But Grim comes in, double from heaven. That's the bomb dropped in the open.
1 minute and a 2 versus 3. Casey has the smoke, but he can't possibly find an angle from here. Ding dong from DJT. And Casey remains, he knows where 2 are. It's just coming in to like tell the children off. This is not a playground. 6-4 for Complexity, and it's back to eco territory for Permitta.
Naughty, naughty, says Grim. Get out of my bomb site. They did deal with FaNg and Connector.
Ooh, that was a nice
yeah, it was a really nice shot to try and get them into the B site. But didn't have the utility to get onto the site safely. And we got some dualies alongside the rest of the pistols for Permitta in this round. Not a great deal of utility for them. They used a couple of flashes, and FaNg actually didn't realize Connector was a possibility. So there's a rifle recovered.
Permitta just waiting for somebody to wade into shallow waters on Complexity, but again, they've been quite disciplined. We've seen time round after round, and it might be because they're in the dark against their opponent and other factors in terms of the difference in levels and so on that they have, apart from the beginning of some rounds, trying to limit their risk by playing at the back of the site. We can see that Horzak has the AWP in the bank position, so if he sees anyone cross to the truck, then he's got the information. Lovely shot. So now he can tell his teammates as they come up the stairs, okay, they could be at the truck on your left, so you've got to watch out for that. Had no one cross, and the CTs could just swing out onto the site. Looking on the right-hand side, Horzak inviting them to push him now. The Desert Eagle. Very awkward indeed. There's 2 of them there, though. Be careful with your shots. He will deliver. And here comes that support. Olimp trying to do what he can. Maybe it's just damage at this point. They've planted the bomb. Looking below, but they're all above him now. He may just head off with the rifle.
Again, somewhat competitive in this round after they plucked FaNg and got him out of there early, got his rifle, but not enough to really make their mark, not enough to make Complexity sweat in that previous. Timeout has been taken by Permitta, so they've got a gun round coming up. I do think that FaNg playing so forward constantly in Connector is a way into these rounds for Permitta. You should be able to crunch him from both sides if you have some solid utility. So maybe that's something they will consider. I've got that AWP back out for Layner, who's been playing pretty solidly.
Oh, he had those shorter keycaps, those gamer keycaps. The speed keycaps. Prefer the full ones myself. Each to their own. Well then, Permitta fast upstairs, and again FaNg in an aggressive position. Not connected this time though. He will be rifle support for the AWP of Horzak to some degree, but really he's just on an island. He's playing point alone.
Ooh.
Did he see that jump peek?
I feel like he should have.
I feel like he didn't. I didn't see any reaction to it whatsoever. Flashes are coming through. They will be avoided though. Down goes Grim, down goes FaNg. I don't think he realized that he was spotted there. Maybe a resolution thing. Horzak, very nice from him. Spots the bomb. No support for the bomb as they try to trade. They're both in the long position now. Creates a wall for himself. Checks the outside and supports on the way. So this becomes very awkward indeed for Permitta. He can hold the outside. He'll get a free one. Layner can do nothing about that. 1 versus 3. Shotgun mode with the sniper rifle. Now the scope will concede his position, which means things will only get worse.
This is tough. You get the AWP out, but you don't get to do anything with it. Hulzuk with a really nice round there. Quad kill for him, playing around those bathrooms. And Permitta just not having the spacing to trade him, unfortunately. Previously, it's been FaNg's aggression in a lot of rounds that's been successful. You see they did clear out Connector in this one. They did well in the initial fights, but it's just this one extra man, Hulzuk, with the AWP that they could not deal with.
Starting to get frustrating now, but there are still 7 rounds possible for Permitta. They've got the AKs out in this round as they head towards short B. Perfect timing. Well, good timing on that grenade as well. There's also a very nice angle from the corner on the CT side of the wall to spray T's as they make their way towards short B and often land a juicy headshot. Permitta being very, very careful indeed. Bunching up around the B bomb site, we can see the bomb outside Monster. A focus from pretty much the whole team, including the guys in Connector. And JT's like, okay, I'm curious. What are you up to, guys? What you doing? There's a trade from FaNg. Perfect. 3 players deleted in a matter of seconds. They are forced to take big risks now after the slow start. The bomb going through the smoke and dropped, leaving Layner once again as the last man standing. 1 versus 4. Minimal chances to find anything from this round.
Yeah, even when Permitta try a slower start to the round, Complexity find the right timing for aggression. JT even taking initiative as the in-game leader. And Layner flashed out of position. Floppy runs him down. There was a brief moment there where Permitta got off to that good start. They had that early lead after picking up the pistol. But the gun rounds have been pretty decisive. I mean, we talked about FaNg's aggression. He's got 5 opening kills so far. And those opening duels have been heavily in favor of the Complexity camp. Heading into round 14. Still the buy for Permitta. I think their utility just hasn't been good enough to deal with some of these aggressive plays. They tried to flash through, but JT still ready to take down the first opponent. This time we've got Grim in Connector instead. Floppy spotting that aggression out through Monster, puts down a defensive smoke as he is a little isolated on the site. He will now get some support from those short players coming back. And a flash into Monster.
Well, there'll be a trade. Some opportunity. At some point, you've got to go. 3 more players await them on B, though, including Grim on short B. Winner, I believe, plays hence. Loser is eliminated. Very important match. Grim comfortable in short B. Complexity are quite ready for this slow approach on the T side, and they're not respecting it. But there's not much time for Permitta to adjust now, as it's the last round of the first half.
Yeah, I thought we might see a few faster B plays from Permitta, but at the same time, those can be really hard to pull off. If you just get bogged down in those choke points, the nades can be brutal. So that initial flash just didn't quite do enough, it seemed, to blind JT. And from there, it went from bad to worse for Permitta. Solid performance from Complexity, though, has to be said. Everyone on the team showing up individually. Even JT playing with a lot of confidence. And FaNg there to back him up. Looking for more with the AK. Finally traded, so into a 3v3. Not a bad start to the round. SNX almost got wallbanged there, but it gets out alive.
Not bad at all, but what will their mid-round decision-making be like? Hulzuk has a lot of sound cues here. And just the one player, Hulzuk's been in toilet so many times, but there's no trade fragger here. They will get the kill regardless as he misses on the second attempt. Grim gets another 1v1. Running into the site is Layner. And there is the last frag. Floppy to finish off the job. 11 rounds for Complexity. Pretty satisfying half for them. What will the second half be like for them? We'll find out after the break.
Permitta got off to a good start, but the rest of the half was anything but that. Complexity with an 11-4 lead at the half. And with Permitta facing elimination if they were to lose this map, they have got a lot to do to try and stay in their home tournament here at Katowice. Let's see what they can do in this pistol. A much-needed pistol for Permitta if they want a chance at this comeback.
They are sending it. 4 players around the connector position and the party area. Double Julie crossfire, now a single fire. Now it's no fire. 3 players dead on both sides. Very doable. Layner can take a very nice off angle. Or hold this one. Let's see what he chooses to do. Does Hulzak check the left-hand side? He doesn't. Layner goes back to the well, though. Hulzak, last man standing with the bomb and a minute 20. SNX could be anywhere. And with this time, so could Hulzak.
Decides to make a move up towards A long. Those 1v1 cams up. Hulzak much closer to the monitor, I gotta say. Very close to the monitor. Let's see if that helps him. Sneaking up towards this A bomb site. And SNX isn't here. So it should be a free bomb plant if Hulzak wants it. But he might have to clear some angles first.
He could go all the way down. SNX has to be conscious of that. He could just shoot him in the back of the head. He can't even stay static. But he's cleared enough to plant for CT. Which way does he look? He has a read that SNX is coming from B. Gets stuck on the wall. Looks away, but has he been seen? That's the question. I don't think he has been. Oh, there's a free one. He's whiffed it. He's whiffed it. He's nosed it up. But he's 36 HP SNX. He does have a kit. He's got a smoke grenade as well. And they'll take one in a dome when he can't be seen. But that will do the job. 12 for complexity. When on Nuke as well, when he was at the T entrance to the lobby, he whiffed on the guy when he was walking backwards facing A main as well with the USP.
Yeah.
Seems to trying to shoot as fast as possible with the USP. Goes a bit wrong for Hulzak, it seems, but he got there in the end.
Yeah, got a bit ahead of himself, but finally got the shot through the smoke. That's the main thing. Would have pulled the knife out either way. See some. They know that pistol has brought them even closer to victory. Full eco for Permitta. Ouch, JT not able to get around the corner. So he goes down, but he was simply a scout, gathering information and telling his team that the B site should be wide open for business.
Mollies are up, and the bomb will begin to be planted. So Permitta have not much to lose, really, and they've got something to gain with this Mac 10. Now, do they make a play into the bomb site?
Are they just going to jump out heaven? This is great.
All right, the Lemmings are here, and down goes FaNg. Complexity, got to be careful now, starting to back off. They have flashbangs, so they can go for some peeks. You can see it's a very forward flashbang indeed. Try and take an angle on the bomb. So far, so good. They'll finish off the job. 13-4 for complexity.
It's the classic when your parents would tell you, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you follow them? And the answer for Permitta is yes. They will all follow each other to the death. We love to see it. Should be a buy now for Permitta, and hopefully a chance for them to show us what they can do. Orp will be out for Layner. He's sacrificed Kevlar to get that into his hands. And it really is last chance now for Permitta. Again, loser will be eliminated from the play-in. I think whatever happens here for Permitta, they have been enjoying themselves by the looks of the cams. They've got some good rounds on the board, and here's another chance for that. ISO taking initiative. It looks like he should get away with his life.
Nice to see some aggression from Permitta. They were more or less victims on their T side of Overpass, but it seems they are capable of enacting revenge now. We move to the second half. ISO and Layner are still around the toilet, so they've got the rifle support. So many different setups you can run here. There's one of them from ISO. Very cheeky indeed. That's the bomb left in a very exposed position. Now, Permitta may be paranoid about the long area because they have nobody watching it. They will continue to deliver around the box, though. And as you can see, they won't prioritize trying to keep the bomb in that position because they don't know the climate's on long. They will go and check it. So now they've fallen back into the passive positions that we saw from complexity on the CT side. 5 versus 2 for Permitta. See if Floppy can find an entry on B.
And realizes he needs to take a risk, see if he can just somehow transfer onto all these separate players, but that was never going to be easy. FaNg will follow his teammate down towards B, and maybe has a slight bit more information than Floppy did, but I don't think it's too helpful for him.
The crab walk. You ever been a crab?
Have I ever been a crab?
Or a walrus?
Not to my knowledge, is what I'll say. That's like the answer you give in like a courtroom. Not to my knowledge. Leaves a little bit of wiggle room.
Do you have courtroom experience?
No, not to my knowledge.
Well then, Permitta will secure another one. FaNg will secure the AK. Now, will they buy another rifle around this? Hulzak has $4,300, which he may hold on to for the full buy round. So it could be a hero AK round. Could potentially drop the utility to his other teammates, and we can see that Complexity is still focused on this. Taking nothing for granted.
Yeah, another
CT
chance.
side, I think, can often be a relief when there's a disparity like this for the underdog.
Yeah, for sure. Takes a bit of pressure off you. I do like the general mood, almost a mentality of this Permitta team. Like even there, we saw in their first gun round, they are taking initiative. They're normally playing with some confidence. They're always trying to take fights. They haven't just collapsed in on themselves. And you can see the buy has been coming through from Complexity. They took a timeout ahead of this round, so I think TC, their coach, wants to make sure they remain focused here. You may be 13-5 up, but you don't want to let too many rounds slip. See what these couple of AKs can do. Grim leading the charge alongside Floppy. They might be preparing this B-pop.
All the way in. Complexity. Casey close. All the way in. Fully invested into this one, and here they go. The chain flashes will be avoided by Olimp at the very least, but Complexity are the ones who are blind. The counter flashes are coming off very nicely indeed for Permitta. They are cutting them to ribbons. FaNg, the only one left with 14 HP. They've done nothing in this round, Complexity, but run to their demise. Maybe there's some damage to be done. Look at FaNg with these headshots, though. Hold on a second. There is a clutch possible. The USP to finish off the job. Permitta make it to 6.
Solid counter utility. And Complexity obviously didn't have that much utility themselves because it was a force buy. So they had a couple of sets that they could use. But it means you're not going to get a proper full execute off. You've just got a few flashes to work with. So it means the counter utility can be really solid. See, it's not like there's smokes all over the site that the Ts are able to make the most of. It's actually Permitta who put down some counter utility. And now they should have a nice and easy time in this one, as long as they don't go face first into FaNg's Deagle.
Fast one. A fast eco round is a good eco round. Get it out of the way. Move on to the buy round. 13-7. Doesn't seem that big of a deficit now. We don't know what the ceiling is for Permitta in the vacuum of this game of Overpass on their CT side, but another test is on the way. We'll see the AWP for the likes of Layner. 1 AK, 2 M4A4s. One prefers the silence. 5 AK-47s are out for Complexity, and they have plenty of fraggers to utilize those. 4 players starting on B for Permitta. They'll blow off the door just like their opponent did. Layner very aggressive with this AWP. Force off the angle though, manages to escape. Almost hit the mark there, but not quite.
Boost up to peer into connector. Just about spotted Grim, but unable to finish the job. Incendiary prepared for short. It's actually the bomb going back up to A right now. That molly will be extinguished. I'm not sure Complexity want to make this move though, because they've just lost a player. And they're still spread across the map.
I really wish someone from like Barrels or even Pillar would flash that position before they throw the molly. Because if the guy's blind and deaf, does he know he's on fire? He might just stand there and die. No one ever does that. Someone has to do it eventually.
Or you could even have a flash peek for your teammate. He's going to pull out a smoke to extinguish your molly.
JT has some opportunity here. JT, that's nasty work from him. The can opener on the B bomb site, leaving Layner and ISO wondering what they can do. Forcing his way in. Even on the first frag, he already went for the transfer, but his CT didn't quite swing. Went forward and took the frags anyway.
Absolutely brutal to go up against that. Fantastic from JT, though. I always love seeing when in-game leaders can come through with rounds like that. Always puts a smile on my face. Don't think Permitta will be smiling, though. That's a tough round after you get into a pretty good position initially. It's just the individual prowess of JT on display in that one. 14-7. Looks like the pause that Complexity took has helped them recoup.
You know there's no disabled toilet on Overpass. It shows the sign for one, but there is no disabled access. They're all like normal sized doors.
Ah.
I have notified Valve of this. They've done nothing.
Unbelievable.
I know, right?
Unplayable.
Just can't get the staff in Seattle. 14-7, Complexity with double the score of their opponent. It's a big bite for the CT squad after a frustrating round. And we said at the beginning of that round, Complexity have very capable players with an AK-47, and JT demonstrated it for us. He was the man with the wireless microphone at the seminar. What will the play from Permitta be? They've posted up in their positions. They've got AWP by toilets with rifle supports again. Now, do they just hold? Do they try and make a play somewhere? They've got 3 towards B. Again, long has been abandoned, so I'd imagine at some point they will retract. But for now, they're going to stand their ground. Complexity looking to swing. There we go. May have seen some of the AWP there. Nice angle on the flower bed. You can see them coming out of the divider or connector. And the rifle support will be lost. Still, long is an unknown. So somebody may rotate over there to see what's going on. But Layner is still holding his position as JT looks to repeat the success he found previously.
Oh, he's making it a very similar play. Flash comes in. This time the barrels fight not given to him. A nice CT smoke deployed to try and slow JT's aggression down. Bullzark's been able to find an opener. JT just jumps through, but the bomb's dropped all the way into water, and they're falling like flies. It's FaNg 1v1, and he does find the final shot. Complete chaos on the B bomb site, but FaNg holds on for his team and gives them 15.
Match point for Complexity. If Permitta lose this, they will be eliminated. Winner heads towards Ents, I do believe. So it doesn't get any easier here at Katowice. Lovely angle to cover multiple positions. But again, Complexity with the AKs on the B bomb site seem to have found the solution. I'll be very happy with that. More work to do though. We can see some shortcomings now for Permitta. The FAMAS is out. Limited on utility as well. Love to see a Scorped or Scorped on the other side of it. FaNg and ISO dropped and all the CTs have been lost in connector. 3 remain and there's Olimp. Can't quite make that fatal connection. Casey not having the best of times either. Stuck in around connector with Desert Eagle. This should be a free one for JT. Should be, but isn't. Casey will find a way to make it happen.
Final 3 Complexity players can stick together, though. They'll try and use their strength in numbers, their ability to trade, and just move up A long together. A couple of them low on health. Now they cut the sound so that Casey doesn't know they're coming. He's got 2 different angles to watch. Oh, he didn't get the info. He has no idea. Oh, he reloads. He's done for. He's got to be. Can't get out alive. And SNX has to try and keep his team in the tournament.
Bomb has been planted.
They don't even know how many players are on the bomb site. Shot in the back. And it will be all 3. 2 are very low, though. I don't know if there's a kit up there. It doesn't look like there is. So his chances are oh so small. They don't know where he's coming from. But it is likely to be the B bomb site. And that will be the end of the line for Permitta. Eliminated from the tournament. And Complexity will press on. They're not done with this just yet.
Yeah, unfortunately for Permitta, they got into some reasonably good positions, but I think you could see the difference in experience between these two teams. Complexity looked calm and composed throughout, and there were some scenarios where the moment may have got to Permitta slightly, but they definitely had some moments. They definitely had some impressive rounds in there.